What is up guys, iamreggieu here, back again with another video. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Today, we're going to be going over 5 quick portrait photography tips to up your Instagram game. But first, some ice cream. What's up guys, so we made it back to the park. I had some really awesome ice cream and I met up my friend Nick over here. Why don't you go ahead and tell him where we can find you and what you're about.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram. It's the same username, @_NicholasJacob_. On YouTube, it's search for Nicholas Jacob. It's the same profile pic for all 3 of those.
Cool. And I saw that you were doing some commercial work.
Yeah, I did a couple promo videos. I did one for Joe's Sushi in Riverside. That's on my channel on YouTube. It's also a quick glance on my Instagram. You guys can check that out. And I did another one for a hockey program for Excel Academy. It's a private charter school.
So if you guys are looking for someone to do some of your commercial work, go ahead and hit up Nick. He has a couple of really awesome videos. We're going to be going over 5 tips for upping your portrait game and using your camera. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so big shout out to our model Josh. This is Nick's son and he was gracious enough to help us shoot this video. So tip number 1 is if you're in some really harsh lighting, you're going to want to just step into the shade. You can see here that Josh is kind of standing in the direct sunlight and the light is a little bit harsh and it's not really even on his face. So we're just going to go ahead and move him over to the shade. Turn your body, yeah. Actually turn the other way, like your left, yeah, that's perfect. So tip number 2 is fences and rails are your friend. And what I mean by that is if you use a fence or a guardrail in your shot, it really just introduces some leading lines that are really an easy way just to draw your eyes to the subject, and they also provide like a foreground to make, just to kind of spruce up your pictures a little bit more.
So it's always good to know your shooting modes when you have a camera. I use Canon, so I have priority mode, I have manual mode, I have all those modes, and when I first got the camera I didn't know what I was doing, so I always kept it on automatic. It actually sets your shutter speed, aperture, and your ISO. The next mode we're going to do is basically the next one down, which is program mode. For Nikon, it's the same symbol as it is on the Canon, and that is a P. In this mode, the camera will automatically set the shutter speed and aperture and will allow you to choose the ISO. Okay, so the next one is going to be TV on your Canon. It's shutter priority mode. Well, on Nikon, it's an S. So basically what it does is it lets you choose a shutter speed and ISO, and the camera will automatically choose your f-stop. So it'll determine your correct exposure for where you're at. All right, the next mode is the mode that I jumped to right away after automatic, and it was the aperture priority mode. On Canon, it's an AV, and on Nikon, it's just an A. I'm not sure what it is on Sony. We're gonna have to ask Reggie what it is on Sony.
It's just an A.
So there you go. It's just an A on Sony. Basically, what that does is it allows you to select the aperture and ISO, and the camera will automatically choose your shutter speed. All right, the next mode is the last mode, and it's the mother of all modes. Drum roll, please. Manual mode. I mean, there's really nothing else to say about manual mode. Dun, dun, dun. It's scary, I know. But this mode allows you to have full control of your camera, and it does take time to learn how to use it. It's still taking me a lot of time to learn how to use it, but over time, if you keep doing it, it'll be great. With that mode, you'll be able to just take complete control. All right, so another good tip to know about when purchasing a camera, or if you already have one and you want to go get some new glass, remember, if you have a crop censored camera or a full frame camera, they're completely different when getting lenses. When I bought my Canon SL2, it's a crop censored camera. So when I bought it, it came with the Canon 1855. But when I wanted to upgrade it to some newer glass, I wanted something more prime, more fixed lens. I wanted the 50mm to use for my filming and for my pictures. But keep in mind, if you don't have a full frame camera, you gotta multiply your crop factor with the millimeters on the lens. So for example, since I have a crop censored camera, I gotta multiply my 50mm by 1.6. If you're a Nikon user, it's 1.5. Sony, again, we're gonna have to get with Reggie on that. I'm not too sure what the difference is with Sony and all those.
It's 1.5.
So it's 1.5, just like the Nikon. I guess they like to gang up on Canon users. So you take that, and the 50mm it's not a 50mm on a crop sensor camera, it's actually an 80mm. And also don't forget, when you do that, you also got to multiply against your f-stop, so which is still good because it still has a really good bokeh on it. You're just gonna have to, you know, pick your point of view and where you're gonna be at and how close you need to be to your subject. But other than that, just keep in mind, you wanna always make sure you multiply your crop factor if you have a crop sensor camera.
All right, so last but not least is tip number 5. Use your legs. And what I mean by using your legs is to be mindful of the background, and basically you can adjust your point of view by adjusting your height up or kind of crouching down and getting low. So basically what it's doing is giving you a different perspective. If you're up high and shooting down on your subject, then you're going to be getting more of the ground area in your background. Just be sure that you're always moving around and getting a different point of view. Alright guys, so thanks for tuning in. I hope you learned something about upping your portrait game. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more tutorial videos like this, please subscribe. My name is iamreggieu and we're signing out. Thanks for tuning into the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.